Hey guys, welcome back to No Nonsense with Nico. It is Friday, May 15, way past my bedtime, but here we are. We just had trivia with UMFK Cares, and the link is still available in the description of the video if you go to St. John Valley Live on Facebook and look at trivia night for May 15. You'll see that and you'll be able to donate. All of the donations are going to students in need who have been affected by COVID. Some haven't been able to go home. They haven't been able to work, so they don't have any money, and I know what that's like. And ramen makes you fat, so donate so they can get some fresh produce. And listen, so I went to get produce at the grocery store like I was trying to feed my child healthy food. First of all, when the hell did strawberries become $1,000 a box? I would just like to know. And why does my son eat them like there's meth in it? He's like, give me all of the strawberries. He freaks right out. We just did trivia anyway, and I'm glad that I didn't have to answer any questions because I'm dumb. First of all, I learned a new word tonight. It was weck. And if you were watching the show before this, you'll know that I had a hell of a time with it. But honestly, what the weck is weck, because I could not order anything if it was like, would you like that rye on weck? What? No, I don't want weck bread. That makes me think of like hot open sandwiches, and those gross me out. I don't like those. Everybody knows that I don't like crustaceans, and let me tell you what happened to me yesterday. I thought I was going to die. I took my son to the grocery store, and he wanted to stop at the crustacean box near in the frozen section. And I was like, dude, have the hell at it. I'm out of here. I'm not interested in any of that. No, thank you. And he wouldn't leave it alone. And then my friend Mike works behind the counter, and he was like, oh, do you want to see the crustacean? Let me give that to you. No. Then, not only is he like talking like, these are the chomper, these are all the things. He's like, no, I was like, you know what? Screw that. I'm going down to the cream cheese. I can't be around this. I start walking away. That's what police tell you to do. Just walk away. Don't make the situation worse. So I'm leaving and realize I can't leave without my kid because DHS is gonna not think that he was at the crustacean tank was an acceptable reason to abandon him. So I go back up the freezer aisle. I check on him and make sure he's there. All's good. So I'm standing looking at food that I could buy for my family, trying to mind my own damn business. And I felt like a creep coming up. Like I felt like movement towards my body. I turn around and frickin' Mike is running at me. He's got this frickin' crustacean. He's like, I screamed so loud, you guys, my throat hurt. Okay? It was like, no. I could feel the Atlantic just frickin' steaming off him at me. And I was like, ugh. And my son's in the background like, it's a pet. And I'm like, I'm gonna send you off to live with another family. I'm unadopting you. I didn't adopt him. I actually birthed him, but I'm gonna adopt you out. No, and Mike's laughing at me like it's no big deal. And I thought, well, goodbye, because now you're going to hell. No, I was so sweaty. I screamed so loud. The lady next to me, I scared her. I'm pretty sure that she pooped her pants, but I won't tell anybody who it was. Oh my gosh, so that's what happened to me yesterday anyway. Scared the shit out of myself. So yeah, Connor, who asked if I got a crustacean for Mother's Day. I didn't get it exactly for Mother's Day, but somebody did chase me down Shop and Save aisle yesterday. So hope you had a nice little weck dream over that. Somebody else was wondering about my funniest summer memories, and I will tell you this. So when I'm trying to think, I think I was like 19, turning 20, and I moved overseas and I lived in Australia with my cousin Caroline for a while. And one night, so the whole city that we lived in is like on a huge hill. So we lived at the top of it, and the town was like down in like this little valley. So no matter where you went, to get into town was always super easy. To get out of town was really painful if you were walking. And we had gone into town one night and we didn't feel like walking home. So we were walking around and we see this van driving around and he's like stopping pretty frequently. And I was like, Caroline, look at that van. I think he's by himself. I think that we should ask him for a ride. And she was like, no, we're not gonna do that. And I was like, yeah, read it. And I was like, what is that? It says Mana Baka House. Anyways, long story short, it said Mana's Bakehouse, and I just don't know how to read. And we figured out that it was a bread van, and he was making the nightly deliveries for the early morning shops that opened. So we waited for him to bring bread into one of the restaurants or shops, whatever he was doing, and then we jumped in the passenger seat and we hijacked the van. And whenever he got back in, he was like, oh, hi. And we were like, hey, not a stick up. We just don't want to have to walk up this big ass hill in these shoes, so would you mind driving us around? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So he drove us up and around to the town just above where we lived, which was on top of the hill, because we were scared. We didn't want him to know where we really lived. So when we get to the top of the hill, we get out and he was like, oh, do you ladies want some fresh bagels? We're like, hell yeah. And he goes, all right, and he lifts the back open and lets us go to grab one. But my selfish ass was like, thank you so much. And then I just went like this and ran down the hill carrying a whole armful of freaking bread and fresh bagels. It's probably not the worst thing I've ever done in my life, but oh my God, I ate like a king after we hijacked. So that was one of my favorite summer memories, was hijacking a bread van. You look disappointed in me. It's hard to tell though if you're frowning or not because the way that dumbass mustache frames your face. It's hard for me to tell. I don't really know what your face is doing. No? You smile? Was that a smile?
There's a smile.
Like
there,
a wolf? Yeah. It's also a fang. One of our listeners asked me about border crossing. A jacket from the apartment, the party that we were at, and they were all like huge dudes. So I stole a big jacket, so I was super, super warm. But my shoes were gone, so I had to borrow a pair from what was in the closet over there. And the guy's like, oh, I've got a perfect pair. You'll be super warm. I went to take them from him. They were a pair of work boots with freaking duct tape around the toes. Do you know what was written on the toes? Donkey fucker. Who walks around with boots like that? And why do you have them in your closet? But I had to wear them, and then I had to cross the friggin' border, and the guy's looking at me like, you look like a meth head. Because I was all like, why would you be wearing this pretty freaking dress? And then all of these nasty clothes, and then I had to tell him that somebody stole my shoes, and I was a mess, and I was like, I'm just trying to get home, so I'm like walking home, and the freaking border patrol's like, did you want to stay here? And I was like, whoa, hey, no sir, I have wicked dragon breath in the morning. You do not want none of this. I was walking home. But then I had to go home and explain my freaking boots to people. I threw them out. So those are probably really expensive, but I don't understand why anybody would have that written on something like that. Anyway, that was my border crossing story, because other than that, I'm pretty low key when it comes to getting things across the border. It's usually I'm just trying to steal. I did try to get a Big Mac across the border once when there was that mad cow thing happening, and he wouldn't let me cross it because I used to work in Madawaska at night, and so I went into Edmonton to get Big Macs, and he wouldn't let me cross them. So I just sat there, and I was like, you got 5 minutes? And I just ate both of them. When I got back to work, I was like, sorry, not sorry, girl, because Big Macs. Did you see that there's Little Macs now? Did you see that? Am I the only one that was excited about the Big Mac lineup? First of all, that's misleading, because when they said Big Mac lineup, I was fully expecting there to be more than one option. It's just Big Mac or Little Mac. That's ridiculous. I thought there was going to be like a Blueberry Mac Or like, I don't know, something cool. No? Nothing? I was excited about it anyways. I was disappointed when I got there.
So what is the Little Mac? Is it just a cheeseburger with
It's
Mac
just a
sauce?
cheeseburger with Big Mac sauce on it. You just don't put as much, I guess.
There you go.
But they shouldn't call that a lineup. That is not a lineup.
We've been ordering that for years.
Exactly.
Dollar menu style.
Big Macs legitimately are my favorite though. Like if I was being executed, I think I would go Big Mac as my last meal. Large fry. Everyone else would be like, oh, take a steak, caviar. I'm like, do that. It'll give you a, like, flush you out real quick before the chair does. And then plug me in and I'm ready to go. I'm happy to be out of here. I don't think you should talk about diarrhea on TV. People don't think that's funny. It's funny to us, but we're all weird and these guys can't laugh out loud. But just in case anyone was wondering, people here do find me humorous even if you can't hear them. They're just trying to be courteous, most of them. Josh is actually not laughing though because he doesn't actually think I'm funny. I wonder if anybody's even watching today. I wonder if...
You got a few.
There's a few.
3.
3? Nice.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
No, you got 21 here.
21. That was a horrible year.
Do you remember it?
I remember 21. Everything after that is a blur. I just checked my profile picture page on my Facebook, like, oh, I was cute then.
On Facebook or MySpace?
Okay, listen, I tried to get into my MySpace because I've had the same email since 7th grade. Shout out to Lee Dubois for setting that up for me. But I cannot remember what I've used as a password. It was probably something stupid. Like, I loved Backstreet Boys or something.
There's not a reset your
super dumb.
password option?
You what?
You can't reset your password?
No, I tried. I don't know what the hell I was thinking back then, but I like legitimately tried to get into my MySpace and I couldn't figure it out. I want to know who my top 8 was when I decided I'm never logging into MySpace again. Like there was a day that we all went into our MySpace and then decided that Facebook was cooler and then boom, Mark Zuckerberg won. And we gave him all of our pertinent information.
What's better, MySpace or Facebook?
Listen. MySpace was legit because it kept your brain, like you had to come up with all those codes to change the way your MySpace
your
looked.
wallpaper and your music.
Oh yeah. I don't know how the hell I knew that. I can barely turn my phone on. It took me half an hour the other day to realize that I was using my phone dial pad and not my calculator. So how the hell could I freaking code on MySpace like wallpapers and music? And I was so emo. I had like My Chemical Romance. I don't even know who they are. Wouldn't be the first time though that I try to enjoy music that I don't know anything about. For Lana's birthday 3 summers ago, we went to this we went to Rise Above Festival before it died.
That was with the red hair, right?
When I had my Ariel hair. I had no idea what was happening. I had no idea what the bands were singing, except when they were playing the songs that I've heard on the radio, and I was like, okay. And I was like, I don't really know what you're singing, but you're doing a great job. And this lady, a couple of rows in front of me, turns around, and she's like, I can't hear the band. Can you shut up? And I was like, really, ma'am? I am louder than the whole entire band. This whole Rise Above concert, I'm louder than that. And she was like, yeah. And then I thought she was going to fight me. So I was like, you know what, you're probably right. So I asked her to turn her hearing aid down so we could maybe compromise. But yeah, I mean, you gotta appreciate a little bit of music. Everybody at that festival knew who we were too because you see me and Lana walking together. She's like little, and then I'm like doo-doo-doo, and I had freaking stupid shoes on and my hair was flaming red. They could see us coming for miles, and well, they could hear me. And my voice carries.
Is that the picture you used on Tinder for your 1-week stand?
I actually think it might have been. Might have been on my Tinder. I did Tinder and he's not joking, I did Tinder for 1 actual week. It was so overwhelming. So overwhelming. Like, I got message after message after message of people saying, please take your profile down. It was really, I was like surprised at how many people saw it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And also because I didn't understand what anybody was saying. Because around in Fort Kent, you only get French-speaking people. Because nobody in Fort Kent's on it. It's only Canadians. And they're like, je m'appelle. And I'm like, je ne sais pas. I don't know. And then you think you're having a great conversation in languages you can't understand. And then, boop, pick. I'm like, listen, why did you send me that? And why do you have all those strobe lights on? That's weird. Are you having a party by yourself? What are you doing? No, I didn't like it. I did not like Tinder or any of those other ones that they have. There's so many. Bumble's one, right? Isn't that the one for the girls? The girls can choose the boys?
No idea.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't have any luck on there either because I'd be like, no, no, no. Where's the one where you swipe? What's that?
That's Tinder, isn't it?
I don't freaking know. What's the, there's another one though, right? Oh, Grindr, and that's for not heterosexual couples. So if you're non-hetero, you're probably on that one. I wonder what kind of luck I would have. I should sign up and just put my name as temp. Testing the waters. Just like picture me dipping my toes into like a little tub, a little puddle. Like when the worms that come out when it rains, so that'd be like me. I'm like, I'm just here to feel it out a little bit. See what kind of response I get. Were there any other questions? I can't believe how late we had to start today. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so we just, you found a picture. I have this onesie at my house. Shocker, I'm too fat to get in it. So this is what I would have looked like if she had like a camel toe and a wedgie. That would have been me. Because we were doing the UMFK. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna dress like a Bengal, except I can't dress like a Bengal, so I'm gonna just look like a really fat lion. And I could, cheetah, whatever that animal is, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't even get my feet into the footsie part. Like, how fat do you have to be that you can't get your damn feet into the PJs? That is a problem. I got my arms in like up to the elbows, and then so I just barely got the hood over, and I just kept yelling, Carol Baskin at myself. I was dying, but like, I thought, oh, maybe I'll pretend it's a jacket, but I couldn't get it over my back. You know that scene? He was like, fat guy in a little coat. That was me, except with freaking Carol Baskin shirts. I thought, maybe I'll just put like a little flower over my head. Yeah, it was an extra small, and I'm an extra not. I'm like a triple medium at best. Oh my gosh.
So, Nicole, you wanted to know how many sites out there. Let's see here. These are some of the ones that have been listed off, and they all swipe, apparently. And
they're all swipers?
They're all swipers, yep.
How many?
So you have Hinge.
Oh, I forgot Hinge was one.
Coffee Meets Bagel.
You know what? Coffee Meets Bagel was actually set up by 3 sisters because they all moved and couldn't get a date. And I was like, why would you do that and not just blame your parents in therapy like everybody else does? Because there's just 3 of you and you can't get a date. None of you.
So Plenty of Fish.
Oh, yeah. But isn't that also Grindr for girls?
Probably. iCupid.
Oh, come on. That was funny.
Let me see here. J-Date, Positive Singles, Farmers Only. Maybe you should check that one out.
Yeah.
Christian Mingles, Scruff.
Scruff?
And the list just keeps going on, apparently.
Scruff sounds rough. Like, rough.
I think for next week you should sign up for like 3 of these and see what you rake in this week. You
know what? I'll sign up and I'll be like, let's meet
Christian
on Friday at 8:30, and then we'll just make him do a show with me, and he'll have no idea. I'll be like, this is what my first dates consist of. And if he's not funny, then he can't come back. Well, we'll let the viewers like vote on him.
I think we should let them set up your profile.
Yeah, no.
They can send in pictures. They can send in the information they want you to put on there.
Absolutely not, because I've sent way too many ugly selfies to my friends.
Do you not trust your friends?
No. If you have friends you can trust, you don't have good friends. That's a fact. I told you guys this. Lana is my best friend, and she put a picture up of me as her dog on National Pet Day and said I'm so thankful for her. And it was me in a selfie that I took a long time to take. And she knew I did. She knew I put some work behind that. And what was more insulting is like 400 people liked it. They were like, yeah, she's a dog. I was like, well, woof to you too, bitches. Why did you just creep from around a box? That was terrifying. You could have given me a warning. Generally, when people peep around corners at me, I'm doing something a little more exciting. That's not true. I'm usually at my fridge. Look through my window like, oh, she's eating pickles again by herself.
We have some suggestions.
Suggestions?
Can't say that word there.
That's a word you have a hard time saying?
We should have a dating show for you on here. We should bring on 3 singles, and we could question them.
Listen,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure your friends could round up 3 singles for you. I bet they'd love to do that.
Yeah, they'd love to do it. So they found out it was me. Then they'd be like, "Oh hell no, we'd rather go out with Josh."
So for everyone out there listening, I think we should just start throwing some names out there, and we can come up with 3 guys to come in. We'll send Nicole on a date. Now she's quiet. First time in 5 hours of the show.
I wasted all my good jokes on friggin' Travis and his weck little ass. You know what, though? I can't help it. He's so easy to pick on. I think we actually picked on him last show, too, because it was with me and Chris were talking about him. And I told my boss I wasn't going to make fun of him anymore because I don't want to get fired. But Roy's always open game, so hello, Roy. Thinking about you. Almost wore my t-shirt. I have a t-shirt with Roy's face on it, and I almost wore it tonight after I couldn't fit into my lion gear, but decided, nope, I'm just going to go with black because that is going to hide all sorts of stuff. Was there anything else that people wanted to hear about? I know that some people are writing in with questions.
Well, no, you got volunteers to make your profile video for you and everything.
Yeah, those people probably don't even like me, so whoever it is, I don't trust you.
Aaron Winter.
Oh my God, no way. He has too much on me.
Aaron, go ahead and put that video together. You can post that to the Nonsense page.
He helped me make my Big Brother video. I did a video audition thing for Big Brother.
How'd that go?
It was actually really funny because I was hosting trivia at my bar that night, and he recorded me making fun of people that were sitting there. What is that saying? Like, those who can't teach, well, those who don't know answers host trivia. And that's why I'm always at that side. Actually, that's a lie because I used to be, when I lived downstate, I used to be in a trivia team, and we were called the Spread Eagles. I don't even remember if we placed, but we had the best name everywhere we went. And so now whenever somebody comes to my bar and does trivia and I'm hosting and they don't have, can't figure out a name, that's what I sign them up as. The Spread Eagles, because I just think that's hilarious. And it's fun to say. Especially if it's like an older group and they don't really get it. But yeah, Aaron's funny. He made my Big Brother video. But it was weird because they're like, it cannot be any more than 3 minutes and this and that and all sorts of crazy things. And then COVID happened. So I don't even know. I probably just didn't get picked. But the first time I ever met him, I was like, who the hell is this weirdo? Because this guy's walking up and down the hall or like the little porch in front of the bar. And he's got his camera and he's talking. And I was like, Lord, please don't let that man come in here. I just don't have the patience for this today. Anyways, he ended up coming in. And he tells us he has a YouTube channel and this and that. Aaron everywhere. And I'm like, okay. So he's like, yeah, would you guys mind if I'm recording you? And like my friend Anna and her husband were there, and me, my girlfriend Mel, and her man, who I treat as my own because I need stuff done around my house. And he's like, so how far, why is First Mile called the most northeastern bar in the U.S. And I was like, what do you mean? Well, why do they call it the most north? And I said, because that's fucking it. There's like, what do you mean? There is nowhere else to go. Like, why would somebody call themselves the almost last place? Nobody would do that. I mean, they might do that, but I don't think anybody with a good sense of humor would do that. So anyways, he ended up putting that in his freaking YouTube video, and that's how I started my YouTube journey to fame. If you want to check it out, go ahead. I was pretty fat in it. That's why I prepared. You're laughing because I'm not fat and on my other ones. The second video we made together was actually us eating whoopie pies, so that will come as no surprise to literally anyone. Because whoopie pies are a big freaking thing in Fort Kent right now. Good Lord. Our friend Baby Jesus, Ryan, decided one day that his little waistline needed some whoopie pies, and it became the next freaking pandemic. It was like COVID-19, whoopie pie 2020.
We got a couple questions.
Oh my God.
Taylor Martin wants to ask about Satan's Harvest and how you feel about that.
I grew up from Satan's Harvest.
We know this. And the other is ask about her drive to Second Lake.
At the time that I took my Bonneville. Okay. Who said that? Who asked that question?
Mariah.
Oh, yes, Mariah. Okay. I think I was a senior in high school, and everybody was going to these pit parties, and I had a curfew, which I was trying to respect, but I also didn't have any goddamn clue where friggin' second or third Lakers at any of these places. And I had a Pontiac Bonneville, 95 Pontiac Bonneville, and I was like, oh, it can make it. You guys. I started in the Allagash, and I thought I was going the right way, and like I legit went through crazy mud puddles, like I bogged, and dropped them off, and I was like, shit, I gotta go. I'm gonna be late for curfew. Okay, well, I didn't know where I was going. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Finally, by the time I actually get back out, I was in after Eagle Lake, like towards Quimby. I had run out of gas. I had to coast back into Fort Kent. I like barely glided into the gas station, and I knew the guy working, and I was like, dude, I'm stealing gas from you because. And I get home, and I was like, Catherine, you'll never believe me. And she's like, you're right. Go to bed. Shit. But that is true. I friggin' tooled all around the goddamn North Main Woods by myself with no gas in my car. I truly don't know how I made it back to Fort Kent. But I will never forget that. I almost died that night. Not because of the ride, because my mother straight up almost murdered me. Are we allowed to talk about that? Murder? There's a lot of whispering going on behind my camera here. Say it to my face, guys. Say it to my face.
No, you wouldn't want to hear that.
There's a lot of things that people say when they think I'm not listening that I don't want to hear. What was the next one, Josh?
Oh, it was Satan's Harvest. You didn't really talk about that.
Oh, I did grow up from Satan's Harvest, though. Allegedly, it was in Violet Settlement, and I grew up from there.
Is that where your parents found you?
Yeah. They drove by with my brother thinking they were going to have a perfect life, and then my spirit just kind of like attached to them and didn't move out till I was 30. That part's also not a joke.
Moved around the corner.
I do well on corners, so I try to stick to them. Not in the winter, though. These things don't point in the same direction. I confuse a lot of people with where to go. Like east or west. Like, dude, don't ask us. We don't know. We barely look straight. All right, guys, we're going to take a break here. We'll come right back to let you know what to expect next week. So hold tight. 2 minutes. Probably 5. Yeah, we'll just dead it after that. We'll come back and say, oh. And we're back. So their team here really wants me to do a dating show. BFF on the sideline says, oh, wow, what if nobody wants to do it? So now this is a race to prove that, A, I could probably maybe try to rope one in, maybe not tell them who that they'd be going on a date with. That might work. I shouldn't even keep them secret from me, like I can't see them as they can't see me. I have full view of them, and they're like, contestant number one. Like, oh, that sounds like Nicole, I'm out. I'm out of here. Oh my God, I would die. That's exactly why I will not do like one of those like auctions that they do, like, oh, super fun fundraiser. No, I'd be the only bitch leaving with an invoice.
Maybe we just won't tell them who it is.
Well, that's what I mean, like keep it a secret. And then when they, that's what we should do, is set up these people on like, and get them all hyped up, and then they sit down with me and we should tape their reactions like, I have to go out with her, and I'm like, what's up, big boy? Bring it on down. Singing to them. Oh my God, that would be fun, because then I could see the active disappointment taking over their bodies. Like,
What?
wouldn't be the first time I made a man cry on a date. That's true. I'm like, in 2020. So, it'd be sad. All right, so we're not doing a full show tonight because we did take over some time because of the UMFK Cares. You can still donate, so go to the link on St. John Valley Live's video of the trivia. Make sure you put in some donations there. They did have a goal. They wanted to double the alumni contribution of $5,280. So let's see if us simple peasants can help along, meet that doubling of that goal. Next week, we are going to be live at Big Rick's in Madawaska, so that will be fun. Maybe for next week's show, I'll try to beat the food challenge they have there. And I'll just wear these leggings again because they're already stretched beyond limits, and I won't have to worry about popping out of them.
Speaking of that, Nicole, Johnny Red says Pat Benatar called and she wants her pants back.
First of all, you can leave Pat Benatar the hell out of this. I love these pants, but I've been getting made fun of a lot. But that's, I think, probably because I don't think girls my size are supposed to wear these. This is what happens to our jeans naturally. But I was given them this way. It's funny though, because you see like cute little minis wearing stuff like this, and then you put them on, and it's like, this is what the Hulk would look like in lingerie. Like, oh, I'm pretty. That's what it feels. Like a girl like me, we try to put a thong on, it's like, as soon as we pull it up because of that tension. It goes from Victoria's Secret to a guitar string real fucking quick. Took my eye out. It snaps back. Actually, that didn't happen to me, but I I legitimately was trying to find a shirt for my 3-year-old while she was 3 at the time, and I went in, I'm like, oh, and I pulled it out because I was like, oh, that's a pretty big piece of cloth, and it was my underwear. And I never wanted to punch myself in the face so hard. Like, how could you let this happen? As a Twinkie falls out of my mouth and as I'm yelling at myself. Yeah. So I just stopped wearing underwear. That's not true. I love underwear, but they're all like from Spanx because it makes me feel like they're giving me a hug. And it helps with the muffin top. It's like less crazy. It just pushes everything up, and then you have back tits like nobody's business. Like I'm a B cup up here, but I'm a C in the back. So I really don't have a good side. It just depends on if you like big-chested girls or not. Be like, what size cup are you? I don't know. Depends. Am I leaning over or? Because down here, I'm a double D. Up here, I'm a B, A.5. Back here, I'm a solid C. Solid C. I did try to put on a strapless bra the other day, though, and it was too small, like, because the number is like how wide you are. I put on a 34, and it cried. Actual tears came out of the cups. They were like, stop this madness. And I had cuts. Like, my skin was literally revolting against me. It was like red, it felt bloody, I was bruised. Like, have you suffered abuse? Yeah, at my own hand. I tried to put on a bra. It was way too small for me. No, I broke a rib. Yeah, that's how tight it was. I was like, I'm definitely more like a 38/40. I should not be trying to put like 34 inches. It's like trying to take an elastic band around a watermelon. Put this on, look pretty. Ah, yeah, brother. Are you peeing? Oh my God. We have a peer. That's fine, that happens to me too. That's why I can't laugh at my own jokes too hard, because I'm like, oh, there we go again. Actually, so my first summer, and I know we do have to wrap things up, but my first summer working for this new company that I was working at, it was family day, and one of my now boss brought his side-by-side, my daughter, who was fresh out of diapers, and she had been doing really well, gets into his side-by-side, stands on it, and then I just see a stream. And she's just uncontrollably peeing in his brand new side-by-side. And I was like running across the, what's it called? The pee.
Ground?
What's it called? Down by Riverside. The pavilion. I'm like running across all the, like jump off a picnic table at him. And she's like, and as I get there, she's lifting one leg and poops in her pants in his side-by-side. And I was like, knock her out. Like, I was like the Heisman. I had one kid in my arm and I was like kicking the other one out of the way. Like, whoo! I disinfected his whole, no, and I just looked at my girlfriend Billy who was there and I was like, Mayday. She's like, I got you. She's been there. So that's what I think of when I think about you peeing your pants, FYI. Sorry we had to go there. Anybody who was gonna sign up to go out with me is like, remove message, remove message. That's a cute little thing Facebook did. First of all, why would they have a remove message button that fucking tells the other person it's been removed? I didn't want them to know, douchebag, that they get a notification, Nicole removed a message. Oh, what were you gonna say? I didn't want you to goddamn know, that's why I removed it. If I wanted you to know, I'd have said it. I'd have called you and left you a voice message, like, it's 18 seconds long, you might wanna fucking listen. No, Mark Zuckerberg. Switch that shit. Keep it private. I already gave you all my passwords. Ugh, okay. We need to go because I have to pee. Check us out next week. We will be at Big Rick's. And let's see what kind of shenanigans we can get into in Madtown. This is Nico signing off. We'll see you guys next week.